Today, the four-part structure behind every prompt that's ever worked for me. A linter I built to check prompts against it. And then the part one wasn't planning to film. Running that linter over every prompt I've shown you this week, and finding out I follow my own advice roughly 1 time in 7. First, the structure itself. For decisions, one of which is optional, and it's the one every template on the internet puts at the top. It takes about a minute to learn and considerably longer to actually do. 1. The task as a verb. Extract, rewrite, compare, rank. One verb, not a description of a vibe. 2. The output shape. A table with 3 columns. Under 80 words. JSON matching this schema. 3. One thing to avoid, the single thing that would ruin it. Don't invent numbers. Never estimate. And 4. Optional. A role, but only when it genuinely changes the answer. And that's the difference on role. World-class expert with 20 years of experience changes nothing about what comes back. It's flattery pointed at a machine. Reviewing this as a security engineer changes what it looks for. If your role line doesn't change what the answer contains, delete it. And here's the line that matters most. One thing to avoid. Not 6. When you list 6 things to avoid, it spends its attention avoiding, and your actual request gets whatever's left over. Pick the single failure that would make you throw the answer away, say only that, and let the rest go. Second, turning that structure into something that checks itself, because a rule you have to remember is a rule you'll skip. It parses whatever you type, which turned out to matter. Note the last line, because that's the one doing the work. Don't hard-code the examples, parse whatever I type. Without it, you get something that looks like a linter and is actually a slideshow. In goes the one people actually sent. 47 words, and 13 of them are pure filler. Expert, deep breath, 5 adjectives about tone. 1 out of 3. It finds a verb, right at the bottom, and nothing else. No output shape, no constraint, and the role it spots is flattery, so it doesn't count either. Now the same request rewritten. Watch the score. 26 words, 3 out of 3, no filler. Same request as the 47-word version, and it specifies strictly more. That's the part worth sitting with. The short one isn't vaguer, it's more precise, because everything left in it is load-bearing. And the reason to build the checker rather than just remember the rules is that you cannot see the missing part in your own prompt. It's missing precisely because you didn't think of it. That's what a linter is for in code, and prompts turn out to have exactly the same problem. And third, the uncomfortable one. I pointed it at my own work. I would rather have found a better number than the one I found. 1. One prompt out of 7 had all 3 required parts. And that one was day 1, before I'd written any of the advice. 7 prompts, 5 days, 1 of them complete. And before anyone says it. Yes, I wrote the rule I was breaking. Broken down, all 7 had a clear task verb, so that habit is genuinely automatic. Only 2 of 7 said anything about the output shape. Only 2 named a thing to avoid. And none stated a role, which is actually fine, because role is the optional one. The 2 I keep skipping are the 2 I keep telling you not to skip. And that's the honest lesson, which isn't the one I set out to make. Knowing the rule does nothing. I wrote the 4-part skeleton down, put it in a video, and then followed it once in 7 tries. Because in the moment you're thinking about the problem, not about your own checklist. That's exactly why the check has to live outside your head. Not because the rule is hard, because remembering it while you're busy is. Which is the whole reason I built the thing. Here's the progression, and it's worth sitting with. Version 1. Summarize this contract. That's a verb and nothing else, and you'll get back a shorter contract. Version 2 adds the shape, under 200 words, and now it's usable but generic. Version 3 names the decision you're making, the exact structure you want, and the one thing that would ruin it. Same document, same model, and only version 3 tells you whether to sign. None of that is clever prompting. It's just refusing to leave the specifics in your head where the model can't see them. So 3 things. The verb is the part everyone already does. The output shape and the one constraint are the parts everyone skips, including me. And a role only earns its place if it changes what the answer contains. And the thing I actually took from making this. I knew the rule. I'd written it down, filmed it, and published it. Then I followed it once in 7 attempts. Because when you're concentrating on the problem, you are not concurrently auditing your own phrasing. So don't rely on remembering. Put the check somewhere outside your head. A linter, a saved template, a note stuck to the monitor. The rule was never the hard part. It's the cheapest habit change available to you. That's day 6. If you take one thing, take the last point. The rule was never the hard part. Remembering it while you're concentrating on something else is. 3 shorts every day and a full cut like this each evening. Subscribe if it's useful to you.